Welcome back, Orbinauts! I'm here once again, playing a thing called Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb. Last time, quite a bit happened. We sailed to the northern island, were taken captive by the Hunters of the Dark Claw, a wolf pack, met with the raccoon we've been chasing. It turns out his name is Chota, and he's a total dick who wants to use the Orb of Storms to control the weather, and thereby pretty much blackmail the entire population. And then we were busted out of jail by our new friend Xiala the wolf. I thought there were going to be a few episodes left, but looking at what I actually have to get through this episode, we might actually be able to get this done today, so let's get a move on and see what happens. We are now moving into a part of the game I have rather mixed feelings on. It feels very empty, and if there's a place that some pretty heavy cuts came to get the game in on time and under budget, I think this is probably where a decent amount of them happened. I know for sure that a lot of the game was cut, for various reasons, anywhere from time to budget to developer and publisher and distributor support or lack thereof. And according to Lisa Sample in an interview, they ended up shelving maybe 4/5 of what they had planned. That various puzzles were either eliminated or dumbed down to accommodate the kids, that there were entire tribes, that there were entire storylines and quest lines cut out. And this part of the game, we're pretty much traveling around large sections of open map, just trying to find a bunch of inventory items and how they're supposed to rub up against each other. So it feels a little empty, and there's not a lot of character stuff, which I think is Inherit the Earth's biggest strength usually. On the other hand, there's a very desolate and sort of lonely and forgotten feeling to a lot of the human relics and ruins that we'll be seeing in this episode, so that I think is something it has going for it. What do you think, Ak?
Each place we visit seems stranger than the last, and the last place was really strange.
Yeah, Wolf Jail was kinda weird.
Who could have built them? Do you think it could have been the humans?
I think that's a pretty safe bet, yeah?
Perhaps there are things here we can use.
This place is a mess. That's why I like it.
I love you, Ak. But he has got the right idea. There is something we can use.
It's a thick black cable with little metal strands inside. This is like no structure I've ever seen before.
I like the way a lot of things will be identified by the game as stuff that Rift doesn't really know how to identify. Like, this is pretty clearly some sort of plane or spacecraft, but to Rift it's just a giant metal dart, as it shows on the status line here.
This would make an excellent protection in case of an attack. I wonder what function this could serve. I wonder what's in here.
Can we find out?
Can't get this open.
We cannot.
I wonder what's in here. Can't get this open.
Same story.
Some sort of hollow tube. But then all tubes are hollow, aren't they?
A question for the ages, Riff.
This may have been part of a larger structure.
That's a safe bet. Later we'll need to return to these human ruins, but for now all we're really here for is the cable, so I will be on my way. And now we have a really long walk ahead of us, pretty much to the other side of the map. We have to go all the way up to the top of the map, past the camp of the Hunters of the Dark Claw. That's gonna take a little time, so while we're marching along, I'd like to take a moment to talk about another game. Because that's always a good idea, talking about a completely different game in the course of a Let's Play. So, a couple days ago I finished Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. and holy shit, it was fantastic. Easily my favorite game in the East series, and honestly, I would say it's one of the best action RPGs I've played. So yeah, if you like the East series at all, or even if you just like a good ARPG, I would really, really recommend checking that one out. Because, wow. It's beefy too. My final playtime was about 56 hours, and I did not do any grinding. That was all going out and doing things. I will say that I played it on the PS4, and I've heard that the PC port is an absolute dumpster fire, so you'll want to avoid that one, I imagine, but I imagine the Vita and the Switch versions are perfectly fine. Anyway, we got a destination, a seaside cliff.
What a lovely horizon. There have been times lately when I've wondered if I would ever see another one.
I'm with you on that, Ia. It is rather pretty here.
Watch your step.
Don't worry about me.
Ak! Ia, look at this! There's something shiny down in that nest below.
What do you know?
Some sort of metal?
It's hard to tell from up here.
Well, as an adventure game protagonist, we like shiny things. And that's what we need the cable for.
What is it?
I'm not sure. It's very thin and flat, and it bends.
Oh, good. We needed one of those.
I've said it before, and I'll surely say it again. I love Ak.
It's a thin card with metallic markings on it.
And now we've got a little more wandering ahead of us. We're going to finish our circumnavigation of the northern island and get back to the dock where we started. Anyway, I hope you will excuse me my evangelizing, just, East 8 really kind of blew me away. It was one of those games that makes me happy that I enjoy playing VidCons. Outstanding soundtrack, too. One that I would put up against pretty much any game in the series. That's saying quite a bit, East soundtracks being one of the things they're best known for. Oh, Kylus. Wow, you're a very well-traveled individual. Not too many people come to the North Island.
Hello.
Kylus Honeyfoot is my name. Dry goods merchant extraordinaire is my game.
We know you very well by now, Kylus. Don't have to do the introduction every time.
I would be most interested in seeing what you have.
So then, what will be your pleasure?
Looks like the usual selection. Except for one other thing. An oil lamp. Well, if it's new to the inventory, it's something that's going to be new for our inventory.
Excellent choice. It is a mere 3 credits.
Well, it's a new Kylus deal, and every time there's a new deal with Kylus, we gotta fuck with him. It never works, but we just gotta do it.
Friend Kylus. Old friend Kylus. I'm afraid that money is in very short supply right now.
'Twas ever thus.
As you know, upon the completion of our quest, we are expecting quite a large reward.
I see.
If you could look upon the lamp as an investment, your asking price will come back to you twofold when our task is through.
However, if you do not complete your task, my investment will come back nonefold. Perhaps you'd prefer something else.
He's kinda got us there.
I would be most interested in seeing what you have.
So then, what will be your pleasure?
I really do want that lamp. It's one of the most classic sorts of adventure game items, after all.
Excellent choice. It is a mere 3 credits.
Let's fuck with him some more.
Friend Kylus, the fate of our mission could very well hinge upon our obtaining that lamp.
Then I am sure you will consider 3 credits a bargain.
The Forest King will be very angry indeed.
As will the Boar King.
In fact, you stand a good chance of becoming the biggest villain in the known lands.
No one likes me now, and yet I still seem to find customers. So tell me, what else can I do for you?
You know, he's a miserly little SOB, but I can't help but like Kylus a little bit. He completely no-sells any kind of bluster or threats we care to throw at him, and he even admits that no one likes him very much, but he doesn't care. He's all business.
I would be most interested in seeing what you have.
So then, what will be your pleasure? Excellent choice. It is a mere 3 credits.
We're gonna go ahead and do what always works the best with Kylus. We're gonna bargain with him.
Well, my friends, it looks like we can do no good here. Unfortunately, we have nothing of value except our treasure.
Treasure?
Oops! Did I say treasure? Forget it. We don't really have a priceless statuette dating back to the time of the humans, which is guaranteed to make us rich beyond our wildest dreams. Just forget I said anything.
Priceless statuette? Rich?
Yes.
I can help you. I will take the statuette back to the known lands and wait for you there. Then you need not fear capture.
How do we know you will not sell the statuette and keep the money for yourself?
I will give you the lamp as an act of good faith.
Very well. I shall place the statuette in your charge. See that you guard it well.
Oh, I will. I shall guard it with my very life.
Farewell, friend Kylus.
Safe journey, my friend.
Wow, Kylus, you think you used enough question marks there? Also, I know he's gonna fence that thing as soon as he gets off the island, but, well, we'll just have to take another bad deal from Kylus, just like we always seem to be getting, because we really need that lamp.
It's a fine brass oil lamp, full of oil.
Well, I assume we're going to really need that lamp, because anything we get in this game we're really gonna need. Adventure games tend to work that way. Let's see, what's next on the agenda? Ah yes, we have to head back to the ruins, which means another long walk. I think we can just take the leftward path this time, though. We don't have to go the whole way around counterclockwise again. Ah, yes. Actually, that's not a long walk at all when you're going this way.
Looks like the tracks have rusted. We can only open it a little bit.
Well, this time not even Riff is skinny enough to squeak through that opening. But as luck would have it, we've just acquired a source of oil.
The oil should loosen it a bit. It's open.
Bingo. Wow. These human relics are getting weirder and weirder. What do you think, Ia?
What a strange building.
I know, right?
And what are those? Some sort of houses?
Well, I think humans did occasionally live in them, but that wasn't their intended purpose.
I wonder if the humans created these.
You think?
I wonder if the humans created these.
Are you just gonna say that about all of them?
I wonder if the humans created these.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Looks like a work table.
Well, he knows what that is.
Well, it used to be a can of paint. Now it's just a can of sludge.
I like sludge.
It seems rusted to the table.
Ah.
Looks like ancient tools. They are too old to be of any use now.
This, on the other hand, I imagine we know what that is, after our dealings with the ferrets and all.
It's a screwdriver. This might come in handy.
I do believe you're right, Riff. Hey, we've got a full inventory. I don't know that that's ever happened before. And now I believe we've got all the things that we need to rub together in our inventory for the time being. There is another place that we'll need to go within this same area. And now we've got all that we actually need in order to make use of it. Whoops, didn't mean to leave. We need the south, but we don't need that far to the south.
This is the strangest room yet, and that's really saying something.
There's something about this place I don't like. Too many things flashing.
Yeah, like this one. Kind of an eyesore, wouldn't you say?
Evacuate? I wonder what it means by that.
I would say it means to get the hell out of here. And there's another sign as to what happened to the humans. In fact, Talon has come right out and said that the humans were wiped out by an airborne bioweapon that got a little out of control. So you may recall that sort of cave art look of the introduction, in which it looked like the humans were depicted fleeing from a giant microbe? Yeah, that's why. It was in fact a biological weapon, and that's why the humans aren't around with us anymore. Also, one of the sequel ideas that was floated around when this game was possibly going to have a sequel, again it was originally intended to be part of a trilogy, was that there would be surviving humans on a lunar base, humans living on the moon, and that they would send a probe down to Earth which would then be discovered by the Morph. Which is kind of funny when you think about what Tycho Northpaw said, that the face on the moon was put there by humans as a reminder that they were watching down on them and caring for them. Just a neat little detail.
Looks pretty dead to me. A narrow slot surrounded by lights.
Hey, we have a narrow thing.
Something clicked.
And what we have here is another maze. That's the bad news, but there is some very good news. The very good news is, there's really nothing involved in solving it. You just walk straight. That's all you have to do, just go straight forward at every opportunity. It's not the most efficient path through the maze, but it's by far the most sanity-preserving one.
Let's go.
Are you sure this is the right way?
For once, I actually am sure it's the right way. Because if you just go straight, there's no way to screw this up. Even if you don't always go straight, it's not a particularly complicated maze, especially compared to the Dog Castle. So even if you get turned around from time to time, you'll get it mapped out fairly quickly.
Nothing special about it.
Are we there yet? There we are. No, I didn't want to leave. Get back in there.
Looking at?
Oh, shush.
Let's go.
Are you sure this is the right way?
I'm not in the maze anymore, guys. Keep up. Not a whole lot to look at in here.
What a strange creature. Probably somebody's pet.
Huh. I guess they didn't even have a very good idea of what the humans used to look like.
Looks like some kind of black glass. Looks like a writing desk with machinery in it. A strange metallic triangle. I wonder what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I know I want it. Oh, okay. We didn't actually have a full inventory. If you've got enough stuff in it, it scrolls. Good to know.
It's a metallic triangle with some jewel-like decorations. It seems like there's a part missing.
Oh. For a change, actually checking out something in the inventory is fruitful. We'll have to keep an eye peeled for that missing piece. Yeah, as I was saying before, this is a part of the game that generates some very mixed feelings in me. A lot of it is empty and just collecting bits of inventory in a vacuum without really any sense of what you're supposed to be doing with them or where to find them. I'm not saying it should be holding your hand all the time, but if you don't know exactly where you're going and what you're doing, there can be a lot of endless fiddling around trying to figure out where to go and searching across that big chunk of map with little in the way of clues. And it lacks in the character interactions that, again, I think are the strength of Inherit the Earth. But I do have to say the atmosphere is pretty good. The music, the desolation, the sort of loneliness of the human ruins, and the sort of mystery of their artifacts. That much I like. Alright, I do believe we're done with the human ruins here. So let's check out another set of human ruins. The last time we tried to check out the dam, we were very rudely interrupted. But the hunters probably have other things to do right about now, so let's try checking out the dam again. No wolves? No wolves? No wolves.
Perhaps this thing is here to keep other tribes out.
It looks like some sort of huge wall.
That's pretty much what a dam is.
It's impressive, but why would anyone build such a useless thing?
There seems to be water coming out of the windows in that building. Very disturbing.
Hawk gets so many of the best lines in this game. It's almost unfair.
It's pretty huge. I wonder who built it.
Well, this is pretty funky looking, even by human standards.
Each of these buildings is more strange than the last.
That's pretty much exactly what I was saying, dude.
Everything is white. Why can't they paint their buildings a proper brown?
They're doing it just to fuck with ya, Ock.
I've never seen a door like this one before. I wonder what ancient mysteries lie beyond it.
Only one way to find out.
It seems to be stuck.
And that is not the way we'll find out.
This must have been built by the humans.
A very safe bet.
I can see the top of the dam from here. It sure is big.
Alright then, what do we have that could open up a door? Doesn't really seem to be any slot for the funny, flat object here. Maybe we can just jimmy it. Well, that was surprisingly easy.
What is that blinking device?
Which one are you talking about? It's an entire room full of blinking devices. Surprisingly lively ones, considering how long they must have been around here.
Amazing. A painting that moves.
And they must have been around for a pretty damn long time, considering the closest frame of reference any of our friends have for it is paintings that move.
It's a window.
But Riff is on top of things.
Amazing. That one looks like a picture of the sun. The craftsmanship of this desk is remarkable.
Yeah, when we have a chance, we should bring Sokka out here. Ferrets might be able to learn a thing or two from this. Wonderful moving picture machine. I love it.
It's a picture of a hot blast of fire, but why is it moving so slowly? It looks like some kind of metal cupboard.
Reveal your secrets.
It appears to be locked.
Fine then. What about this box with glowing numbers?
It's got little glowing red symbols, and there's a little door on the back.
Little door, eh? Well, it may be a tiny door, but nevertheless, I wish to see what lies within.
Hey, a tiny golden cylinder popped out, and the little red numbers stopped glowing.
Way to go, Riff, you broke it. Priceless piece of human technology, and you've gone and messed it up already.
It's a little metallic cylinder that came out of the box with the glowing red numbers on it.
That does give me an idea, though.
It seems to fit right inside. The jewels on the triangle started to glow. I'll bet this little cylinder has the power to make things glow.
How about that? All bright and shiny. Well, I don't see anything here that I could pick up, pry up, or tear up, so we'll be on our way. Well, I can't think of anywhere else to do any more of our amateur archaeology, so why don't we check in with Xiala and see how she's doing? We never really did have a chance to properly say thank you for rescuing us from the Hunters of the Dark Claw, after all. Doesn't look like she's home. There was the question of that gap behind the waterfall, though. With Xiala not standing in front of it, maybe we can give that a look. I'm sure she won't mind.
This is a strange place to live.
I don't know, I think it looks kind of cozy.
I like secret passages. I really do.
Once again, I find I'm with the sergeant. Let's keep exploring.
This must be where Xiala lives.
Amazing. Who would ever think of looking here?
No one. That seems to be the whole point.
What are you doing here?
We only entered this grotto out of curiosity. We meant no disrespect and certainly no harm.
Had I wished to hit you, I would have. That was merely to get your attention. Now tell me, what is it you're here to learn?
You may consider our attention gotten. Before we chat with Xiala, we'll do our usual chat with the allies and have a look around.
She must certainly value her privacy to hide like this.
And we came barging in.
A vegetable garden? For a wolf?
No kink-shaming, Ak.
A wolf that eats vegetables? Amazing!
Hey, balanced diet.
This must be where that she-wolf sleeps.
Alright, we've got a door over here, but we can look into that a little later. We'll have a chat with Xiala first.
Of which pack are you a member?
I belong to no pack. I belong only to myself. I was born of the forest wolves. A group of wolves broke away from the pack to form their own group. They promised freedom from pack responsibilities and a new and better way of life. My parents left the pack to go with them and took me along.
And was it better?
It was fine at first. Then the power struggles began. There were disagreements, fights, and finally, bloodshed. One wolf, the strongest and most vicious, assumed leadership, and all who opposed him were killed, including my parents.
May I assume this new leader's name was Gar?
That's right. When I ran away from the hunters, Gar swore revenge upon me. He told the forest wolves that if I was given shelter or helped in any way, he would burn their villages to the ground. So I became a fugitive.
Well, that certainly goes to explain why there's no love lost between Xiala and the hunters. Let's, go ahead and pick our brain a little further about that. That shouldn't be traumatic or anything.
Tell us about the Hunters of the Dark Claw.
They are sadistic bullies who live to kill and enslave. They are totally without honor, and a blight on the name of Wolf. But they are very successful, and must have spies everywhere.
This Gar must be a clever leader.
That is part of the puzzle. Gar is a stupid brute. They are all stupid brutes. I cannot understand why they've been so successful unless...
Unless there is someone behind Gar.
Exactly. But no one has ever been able to find out who.
Oh, I think we figured it out. I do believe that would be Chota. He does, after all, seem valuable enough to the Hunters of the Dark Claw in order to be able to order them around the way he does. Speaking of the devil...
Do you know anything about a raccoon?
There are rumors in the forest of an evil spirit which has taken the form of a raccoon.
Evil spirit? Bah! We do not believe in spirits.
Then you do not believe in life. All nature is but spirit which has taken form, some for good, some for evil.
But you have never seen this raccoon.
I have not, but I don't have to see it to feel its presence. Something evil is out there. I know it.
Ak? I think you do believe in spirits. As a matter of fact, believing in spirits a little too much is how you got, yourself in trouble with the rest of the Beauregard and got sent on this mission.
Is that your own vegetable garden?
So, what of it? This is my lair. my lifestyle.
Of course, some of my best friends are herbivores.
I'm no herbivore. It's just that I like vegetables.
What's wrong with herbivores? I've been one all my life.
Plants, creatures. I can eat either way.
Enough! I'll eat what I choose, that's all.
Indeed, an admirable ambition.
Your kink is not my kink, Xiala, but your kink is okay.
Please forgive our intrusion. We will leave now if you wish.
Perhaps it is I who should ask your pardon for my hasty reaction. You're not my enemy. You may stay and look around if you wish. I'll be right here if you need anything.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Xiala. I have to admit, I am a little curious about that other door off in the left side of your abode here.
What is this?
I do not know. It is a type of rock I have never seen before. Sometimes I hear strange noises coming from behind it.
And what is this triangle-shaped depression?
Perhaps some artwork. Not very interesting, though.
So you don't know what it is, and you hear noises coming from behind it sometimes. And you're completely cool with this being in your living room. Okay, Xiala, you're pretty badass. Full credit for that. I think I would kind of shit bricks and run away screaming if that were in my room. So, there's a triangle-shaped depression in it. Well, if there's anything I know about triangle-shaped depressions, it's the triangle-shaped things go in them. And as luck would have it, we have one such thing right in our inventory.
Perhaps this will do the trick.
It's going to do a trick?
Just a figure of speech. It works!
Hey, nice trick!
It looks like some sort of tunnel.
Well, no knowing what's beyond this, but it's our only lead right now, so in we go. Well, that looked kind of disgusting.
Let's go.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Ah, the generic maze dialogue. Fortunately, this is not in any way a maze, it's just a straight shot.
Nothing special about it. Pretty impressive, huh?
We are actually inside the dam now, and anywhere I talk to Ak and Ia inside the dam, they'll have the same response, so I'm going to get somewhere a little quieter before I do that.
Useful things, those ladders.
So use it, why don't you?
That's a lot of water.
Nothing actually important up here, just a nice view. What we actually want is off to the right here. There we go, not quite so much noise now. We can talk to Akandia and actually hear their dialogue decently.
These rooms are too filled with noise and ghosts and broken machines. Let's keep moving.
These rooms have a special beauty I never would have expected, and a sadness at being so empty.
I actually really like both of their lines here. It's more of that atmospheric feel that I was talking about for the human ruins, including the dam here. the ghosts, as Ock put it, and the sadness of their emptiness. I do think the atmosphere of these areas is created pretty well.
What kind of strange instrument is that? Those look like some sort of arms.
Well, nothing we can really interact with here, but it looks like the ladder continues up. Let's keep going.
It sounds hollow. I wonder what it's used for. It looks like some sort of writing surface.
I'm actually a little surprised he's not familiar with chalkboards. You would think the ferrets at least would have come up with those.
They look like containers.
Well, you know what we do with containers.
The drums are sealed shut.
That's no fun.
This bed has been used recently and smells of raccoon.
Oh my. Given that we've not met any other raccoons in the region, I do believe we've just discovered Chota's private quarters. Ia, your thoughts?
I hear something up above.
Oh, and someone's here. Could our chase be nearing its end? Ock, where you at?
Now this is the kind of place I could really live in. Given a little more rubbish on the floor, of course.
Well, we do see that Chota apparently likes his beer and coke.
What a strange view. A lake from the side.
I'd actually really like that kind of view in my bedroom. Say what you will about the fact that he's a gaping asshole, I really can't fault Chota's choice in sleeping arrangements.
I wonder what it means.
Well, just a guess, Riff, I would say it means the end of a tour. And our tour, I think, is just about to come to an end as well. Let's see what lies above. There he is. And there's the orb. Interfaced with some more of that peculiar human technology. He must be all ready to use it to control the weather. Well, friends, as soon as I confront Chota here, the endgame's going to kick in. So, sit back, I hope you enjoy the ending, and I'll see you on the other side.
You! I knew you had escaped the wolves, but I didn't expect you to find me here. Forgive me for underestimating your cleverness.
You may dispense with the compliments. We are here for the Orb of Storms.
No! I will not allow you to ruin my plans!
Your plans are already ruined.
Not all!
He's getting away! After him! Halt, Chota! You cannot escape us!
You'll never take this orb! Never!
Give yourself up. It is 3 against 1.
3 against 2. And I promise you, I fight like 5 warriors. You see? You didn't know you had a wolf behind you, did you?
That's nothing compared to what's behind you.
What?
I'm behind you. And I've got the orb.
Why, you... Give me that orb!
Throw it! Throw it! Throw it to... me?
Now, boy, prepare to meet your doom.
Perhaps not. You fight like 5 warriors, eh? Too bad the other 4 didn't show up.
Ah! Ah! Give me that orb!
I think not.
Aren't you tired yet?
I guess that's it for the Orb of Storms.
I wonder what they'll do with us.
At this point, I've just about had my fill of kings and orbs and dogs and wolves. Only one thing is left that matters to me now. Green. Let's go home and find it.
Hear ye, hear ye. We are gathered together to honor those heroes who saved the Orb of Storms from falling into enemy hands. The brave and honorable Riff, Ock, and Ia.
But what about the fox? He did not return the orb as he was told.
He must be punished.
Riff committed no crime. The true thief has already received his just punishment.
But how will we survive without the orb?
Yes. How will we know when to plant and harvest?
We can watch the moon and the stars, like Tycho Northpaw, the astronomer. We can also keep records, like Sis, the rat. By combining both of these methods, we will be able to read the seasons for ourselves. We do not need the Orb of Storms. We do not need any orb. We have hearts. We have minds. We are more.
Well said. Now come, let us celebrate this day.
But where is Reen?
Oh, Riff, you're safe. I was so worried about you.
About me? Are you all right? Did they hurt you?
No, I'm fine. Now.
Come, let us join the party and celebrate. Captain Ock, Captain Ia.
Yes. Come on, Riff. You're a hero.
Oh, I'm no hero. Just
Just what?
I just didn't want anything to happen to you.
I know. That's why you're my hero. I may not have a gold medal for you, but...
But?
Unit functioning. Dry period is active. Priority request. Set date for ending dry period. Unit awaiting input. Awaiting input. Awaiting input.
And that, my friends, is Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb. At the end of the credits, it just kind of unceremoniously terminates itself, dumping you out to DOS, Windows, or what have you. I have a few observations on the endgame, and after that we'll do a little recap and post-mortem of the behind-the-scenes type stuff. First off, what the hell was Ock doing to that wolf? The Killer Kowalski stomach claw? Second, I almost feel a little bad for Chota. Sure, he was a megalomaniac and extortionist, but of all the ways one might depart this vale of tears, I don't think I would choose a particularly high-stakes game of keep-away. Third, I don't have a gold medal for you, but... damn, son, Reen making her move. Fourth and finally, some cliffhanger, huh? Talon has mentioned that a theme of Inherit the Earth is that, in his words, personal discovery and exploration is superior to knowledge handed down from authority. This ties in with Rift's remarks about not needing the orb if they can work together and use their own ingenuity to forecast the weather. Of course, this could all kind of fall apart given that the orb seems to be set to indefinite drought. One hopes the morph can figure out some pretty advanced desalination and irrigation techniques pretty damn quick. Or someone just trips over the damn thing and figures out how to turn the rain back on. Before we say goodnight, a few thoughts on what might have been and what might yet be. As we've touched on, Inherit the Earth didn't get a lot of support from its publisher, and their distributor Broderbund wanted it to fit in with their line of kids games. Later in the dev cycle, New World Computing's relationship with Broderbund ended, and the new distributor, a little company called Electronic Arts, really didn't want to have anything to do with ITE at all. As a result of these influences from on high and other grim realities of game development, Inherit the Earth Quest for the Orb is not what was intended. Again, Lisa Sample estimated that due to publisher pressure and budget issues, only about 1/5 of the concept was ever realized. Something that really jumped out at me was that the plot thread involving the Boar King's alliance with the Hunters of the Darklaw was quietly dropped. I have to imagine there were further plans for that at some point, unless it was meant to be an additional sequel hook. Talon, for his part, hated ITE when it was released, viewing it as a distorted ruin of his vision. Fortunately, these days, he's able to look on it more kindly, and considers it up there with the original fairy tale adventure as some of his best work. Now, as for what might yet be, the rights to Inherit the Earth are currently held by a company by the name of Wormkeep Entertainment. They're the folks who ported ITE to Windows, Linux, and so on, and got it released on Steam. Wormkeep clearly has a desire to do more with the property. They've been running a webcomic at inherittheearth.net, which I honestly haven't read. I should give it a whirl sometime. Perhaps more interestingly, they've twice attempted to fund a sequel game through Kickstarter, unfortunately without success. However, the project isn't dead yet. Wormkeep is still working on a sequel, titled Inherit the Earth, Sand and Shadows, partially self-funded and partially funded through Patreon, with the possibility of another Kickstarter in the future. It's being worked on in the creator's spare time, and updates trickle out at a slow pace, but I do hope it eventually sees the light of day. While it would necessarily be Wormkeep's vision of the Morph's future, rather than that of Talon and the Dreamers Guild, it'd still be nice to see the old gang again, and how they're dealing with that dry spell. I'll be putting up some URLs right about now for the various interviews and other writings I've been referencing, some concept sketches, and other neat stuff. Links will be in the YouTube description. Well, gentle friends and travelers, thank you for joining me on yet another little trip down memory lane. I hope you've enjoyed ITE as much as I've enjoyed revisiting it, and that I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Until then, I remain Un, and that's game, Hendrix. Today's Dry County has been brought to you by Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Sanguine Games, Misha Van Doren, Frank Grizzy, Tim J., Lolo De Puzzlo, Joshua C. Ritchie, Jared C. Rice, Sonic Rose, EX Potemkin, Alicia Goranson, Mechasaurus, DG Jono, Doug Russell, August Fortnight, Patrick Bellinger, Andy Kurland, Jarogue, Martin Schauenmakers, Mayo the Hedgefox, Hildegard Argelmach, IGV, Jazel, Joseph Hall, Hot Mayo Sandwich, Dan Larson, Electric Keat, K. Ivan Rupert, Tiny Shopkeeper, Charlie Dunst, Kikoskia, Kobo4231, Alex Beyer, and other parched patrons. Thank you so much for your support, it really is a huge help, and thank you subscribers, commenters, and everyone watching as well. Do take care of yourselves, have a lovely week, and I'll see you next game.